beautiful career as a journalist, and the country remembers her face. She retired from her position at Nigerian Television Authority to stand for elections in the House of Representatives, winning with a substantial majority to represent Ikorodu constituency in Lagos State in 2003. She was the chairman of the House Committee on Media and Publicity. She was also the chairman of the House Committee on Diaspora Affairs. In 2015, she became the senior special assistant to the president on foreign affairs and diaspora. Today, she is the chairman of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, the prime government agency tasked with engaging the Nigerian diaspora in nation building. The chairman of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission is represented here today by the secretary of the commission, Dr. Suli Yakubu Bakse. He is the powerhouse of the commission and contributed immensely to the success of this book launch today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I present the microphone to you, please can we just give a huge round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The chairman of the occasion, Your Excellency, Senator Dr. Dalhatu Sarki Tafida, an elder statesman, mentor, our senior brother, one that has paid his dues when we are talking of the development of the country. We also have here His Excellency Ambassador Joe Keshi, our dear former Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We also have His Excellency Ambassador Godnose Igali, our former ambassador to Sweden and also former Permanent Secretary, my dear brother and friend. We also have here Dr. Julius Bala, former Director General of the Bureau of Public Enterprises and the book reviewer for today. We have our chief lunchers who will be introduced properly when we reach that item. We also have in the house Councillor Celia Hebert. She is the special advisor on diaspora affairs to the governor of Imo State, His Excellency Hope Ozuduma. She is here as the chief host for this book launch because our author is from Imo State. We also have in our midst Mrs. Sarah Ario David, the State Diaspora Focal Point Officer for the Federal Capital Territory. In our midst also is Barrister T.O.P. Sefia, the Director, Diaspora Affairs, Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa. We also have here the NIDAN, Nigerians in Diaspora and Alumni Network representative in the person of Dr. Badewa Adejugbe Williams. We also have the Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, NIDO, representative in the person of Dr. Abdullahi Dauda. We also have the representative of the Zumunta Diaspora Group, United States of America, Dr. Abdullahi Salisu. We also have the founder, chairman, and owner of Ben TV, United Kingdom, Mr. Alistair Shoyede, also former presidential candidate. A round of applause for him. In our midst also, we have Dr. John C. George, the author of the book, Nigeria and Her Diaspora. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen in the House, let me stand on all other existing protocols. Definitely, I am not Honorable Abike Dabiri Irewa, but I've been directed by her to stand in for her at this particular occasion. She has sent me with her keynote address, and I'm going to read it. I am highly delighted to be invited as a special guest of honor and to deliver this keynote address at this book launch titled Nigeria and Her Diaspora, Human Capital and National Development. It is my honor, on behalf of the government and good people of Nigeria, to welcome all of you to this book launch and to applaud the effort of one of our distinguished Nigerians in the diaspora for putting his thoughts in print, showcasing the importance of our diaspora to national development, more especially as human capital. I want to agree with the author, Dr. John C. George, that the title of the book is not only apt, but in tandem with the act establishing the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, particularly in turning the brain drain into brain gain and brain circulation, which I believe can be achieved. The importance of Nigerians in the diaspora as a driving force for economic development of Nigeria cannot be overstressed. It is in recognition of this fact that the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission was established sequel to the ascent of President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, Federal Republic of Nigeria, to the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission Establishment Act 2017. As a matter of fact, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, is a diaspora-friendly president. This interest is shown at the various town hall meetings he has held during all his foreign trips in order to interface with the Nigerians in the diaspora. He also has a 3-point agenda for the Nigerians in diaspora, which are: 1, you are our ambassadors at large by your actions, comportment, and character in your host countries. 2, in whatever endeavor you do, you must excel and be the best. 3, do not forget home, Nigeria, by giving back and engaging in its development. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission provides a platform for the engagement of all Nigerians in the diaspora in the development of Nigeria, especially for the purpose of utilizing the human capital and material resources of Nigerians in diaspora towards the overall socio-economic, cultural, and political development of Nigeria. Over the past 3 years, Nigerians in the diaspora have brought in over $25 billion as home remittances to the Nigerian economy annually through official and non-formal channels. This is about 6% of our gross domestic product and upwards of 80% of our federal budget. This has impacted on the livelihood of Nigerians in terms of education, health, housing and estate development, industry, trade and investment, agriculture, technology, and skill transfers. In terms of diaspora home remittances, Nigeria is rated as #1 in sub-Saharan Africa, and this is still growing, especially with the advocacy and mobilization programs of the newly established Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM. Since its establishment, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission have designed an elaborate program to actualize its mandate. This is through its advocacy and mobilization efforts for the Nigerians in diaspora to complement the development program of the government. The philosophy behind Nigeria's current effort to engage the Nigerians in diaspora was born out of the recognition of the huge capital and the resources of the diaspora and the need to tap into the vast reservoir of knowledge, skills, and global experiences of our diaspora for national development. It is important to note that Nigeria, Africa's leading economy and country with huge potential, have an overgrowing, highly educated, and entrepreneurial population. The Nigerian diaspora is spread all over the world, from the United States to the United Kingdom, South Africa to the United Arab Emirates, and even can be found in European nations such as Italy and Spain. As per industry reports, Nigerians in the diaspora are among the most educated and entrepreneurial migratory group. In recent times, the inflow of diaspora home remittances have been on the rise as more Nigerians who left the country in search of greener pastures abroad send foreign currencies to their families. Since its establishment, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission is involved in the following ways in engaging with the Nigerians in diaspora. 1. The 25th of July every year has been set aside by the federal government of Nigeria to celebrate the Nigerians in diaspora and to facilitate networking among the Nigerians in the diaspora. The Nigerians in Diaspora Investment Summit, NDIS, was set up in collaboration with the Nigerian Diaspora Summit Initiative to encourage the diaspora to invest in Nigeria. It has been institutionalized as an annual event in November of every year. In fulfilling the Commission's mandate, it was structurally found out that diaspora engagements, programs, and projects would be mainly domiciled in the states and local government areas of the country. In these jurisdictions, their excellencies, the state governors, are the sovereign authorities and therefore must be brought on board for successful fulfillment of NIDCOM's mandate. It was therefore in this regard that NIDCOM contacted all the state governors, and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory to set up a diaspora focal point office and appoint a state diaspora focal point officer who would liaise with NIDCOM and Nigerians in the diaspora worldwide to facilitate the actualization of its mandate. Presently, 28 states and the Federal Capital Territory have appointed state diaspora focal point officers and set up state diaspora offices. And we are privileged in this particular gathering to have two of the state diaspora focal point officers here present with us, Councillor Celia Hibbert and Mrs. Sarah of Imo State and Mrs. Sarah David of the FCT. The Commission, as a way of encouraging Nigerians in diaspora for their investment, volunteerism, and humanitarian efforts, have put in place a merit award to honor deserving Nigerians in the diaspora, to encourage them to engage in the development of Nigeria. This book we are launching today have listed Nigerians who have made Nigeria proud by attaining amiable positions outside the shores of Nigeria. We have Nigerians who have excelled in different fields of endeavor and will be honored subsequently. The Merit Award will commence in 2021 at the National Diaspora Day. I would like to also inform you that the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, as directed by Mr. President, is intervening in areas of protection of Nigerians in the diaspora who are in need. We encourage Nigerians in the diaspora to be of very good behavior as our ambassadors and to obey their host country laws. At this juncture, I would like to appreciate Dr. John C. George for his pioneering efforts in writing this book and bringing out the fact that Nigeria and her diaspora are an integral part of human capital and can positively influence national development when harnessed. This book is therefore assisting NIDCOM to fulfill its mandate. I therefore recommend the book for all Nigerians in the diaspora to make use of it as a catalyst and a reference point for their engagement in the development of Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you. This is the keynote address of Honorable Abike Dabri Irewa, the Chairman, CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission. Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
The former President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, in the person of His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, here goes the speech. Dear distinguished guests, all protocols respectfully observed. It gives me great joy today that our diaspora has kept their promise they made to me in the year 2000 to take national development seriously. I am also glad that the Nigerians in Diaspora organization that my administration initiated is still expanding shows worldwide, engaging more and more Nigerians in the development of their homeland. When I addressed Dr. John George and his colleagues who flew from different countries in Europe to listen to me in London in the year 2000 on the need to contribute to Nigeria's development, I knew that Nigerians abroad love their country and will listen to me. Today, I was informed that NIDO has become the largest African diaspora organization operating in many countries and 4 continents. Thank you. I understand hundreds of you are logged on to this event from many countries, and I greet you all warmly. I want to congratulate you, Dr. John George, for this book, which highlights amazing achievements of the Nigerian diaspora around the world. I want to applaud all you Nigerians in diaspora who are honestly working hard in different spheres of human endeavor and making Nigeria proud. It is amazing how many Nigerians living in the United Kingdom are highly valued members of parliament, mayors, councillors, medical consultants, and innovators there. It is unfortunate that these extraordinary achievements seem to be observed far more often outside the shores of our nation. If our DNA as Nigerians does not change, and while abroad, they even try to eat the same food as in Nigeria, it means that the factors hindering such achievements in Nigeria are basically here in Nigeria. It remains our collective duty to work tirelessly to eliminate those factors that constitute impediments to the empowerment of our growing population in Nigeria. The protests we have seen today on our streets are as a result of poor investment in the empowerment of our youth, who should possess the real capacity to be the powerhouse of our economy. Indeed, our human capital must become our priority if we must accelerate our development in all sectors of our economy. I want to challenge our brothers and sisters in diaspora one more time to take a deeper look into investments that will engage our youth here in Nigeria meaningfully. You are exposed to smart technology, innovations, skills that can empower our youth. Many of you also have access to partnerships and programs that can build the capacity of our youth here in Nigeria. I am sure you will see wisdom in these words as you did in the year 2000. We cannot leave everything to the government. I know that a greater Nigeria will make you all proud wherever you are out there. Let us all join hands and prioritize empowerment of Nigeria's human capital towards national development, and this book speaks to us. Pray for your country in these trying times and keep her in your mind in all that you do. May God bless you all and bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ambassador Joseph Keshi OON, he is one of Nigeria's most demanded technocrats and renowned political scientists who served as Nigeria's ambassador for many years and later headed the Nigerian National Volunteer Service under the presidency. This is where he midwifed the first and most serious formal engagement of the Nigerian diaspora to partner with government in nation building. This is why the history of Nigeria's diaspora engagement will never be complete without the name Ambassador Keshi. Ambassador Keshi later became permanent secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He brought his versatile experience to the private sector and became the chairman of the United Bank for Africa and sits on several boards where his intellectual capacity remains indispensable. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please can we give a huge round of applause to Ambassador Keshi.
Your Excellency, our most distinguished elder statesman, Ambassador Tafida, it's nice to see you, always nice to see you, and I join in thanking you for being here this evening. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it just occurred to me that I think it was the late Bola Ige, if my memory serves me right, and I have a colleague of mine here, Ambassador Igali, who has become a fantastic author about writing about those who've done a lot in this country and gone to touch the sweet face of the Lord. So if I'm wrong, I'm sure Ambassador Igali would correct me. I believe it was Chief Bola Ige. In his comment on Chief Olusegun Obasanjo's My Command, I believe he said, this is just one side of the story. others should write so that we know the full story of the Civil War and who did what and the rest. I have had the opportunity of reading the book that we are launching today here. And I take the same position that John has done a very good job, fantastic job to start with. But I think this is the beginning, that more books need to be written on the diaspora, and especially how we got to where we are today. And let me use this opportunity to thank George, because I received a mention in the book. It's not a chapter, but a mention. And I'm grateful for that because of the things I've tried to contribute in this country. I think this is one time that somebody has actually, given me what I'll call my due recognition. For example, I organized the first chess tournament in this country. Nobody was playing chess then, except in 2 or 3 universities. Ibadan, Lagos, and I believe Ife. And I was the sports secretary, and I organized chess. Years later, one of those who fell in love with chess at that event wrote about chess in Nigeria and never mentioned those who make it possible. So I can understand. And I also look at the discussion on community policing. I can lay claim to having also gotten President Olusegun Obasanjo involved, and that got Tafa to meet me in the United States, and I took him around 3 states to study community policing. Nobody has ever given me credit until George wrote his book. So George, I want to thank you, and I'm grateful. But when you read the book, and it's very important, particularly for those in the commission today, when you read the book, the way George has structured the book, laying out and also helping to put pictures of Nigerians who are setting the pace around the world, it underlines very clearly the whole essence of the diaspora when we started. I remember arriving in Atlanta and seeing the tremendous amount of talents of Nigerians all over the place. Wherever state I went to, it was the same story. And that's how it started, the issue of the diaspora. And of course, we had a leader at that time who also was very, very passionate. And with his encouragement, when we first saw the idea that we want to organize a conference to bring the diaspora together in Atlanta in year 2000, not only did he buy into the idea, but he assured us that he would be there. And as a matter of fact, as we were planning the conference in Atlanta, he said after Atlanta, we should move to London. But we refused for fear that the people in London will say, look, mind your business. Let's do it our own here. But the point I want to make is that the diaspora story started with emphasis on reaching out to the professionals abroad. These are the people we need to bring on board. These are the people that have the capacity, the knowledge, the expertise to add value to what we are doing in this country. I know that the commission is trying, but my advice to the commission today is do less of consular diaspora. The newspapers, Nigerians in this country know you more as attending to the consular diaspora than to the professionals. There are 2 different things. Consular diaspora is important, but leave that to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. They have the capacity and they have the resources to deal with those people. But focus on mobilizing the critical mass that we need to be involved in development in this country. And a lot is happening. But let me make the point that for that critical mass to be involved, we also need to do more at home to make home comfortable for not just the diaspora to come and invest, but also for the people in this country. And my message to the diaspora, because I think many of them are watching us here, my message to the diaspora is very simple. You know, there is a gentleman in that book, a railway expert. I met him in Canada at a conference, and he had a board. I've never seen anybody so critical of Nigeria than the gentleman. Everything he said was condemning the country. And I was to speak after him. And I just said to everybody, this is my speech, but I'm leaving my speech. Please put back on the board what my friend just finished saying. And I took every point one by one, corrected his impression, and I said to him, if you are serious about doing anything in this country, I will open the doors for you. That's how I got the railway expert into this country. You know, there are so many things we can do. But the diaspora must realize that, as I say to them always, the fact that the country wants you, it's not an invitation to walk on the red carpet, for goodness sake. You must be prepared to do a lot for your country, as the Chinese did, as the Koreans did, as the Indians are doing. But especially the Chinese, what did they do? They virtually held the hands of investors and brought them into their country. That's one way I believe the diaspora can help us in terms of investment. It's not so much for you alone to come. Bring your company where you work today. Talk to them about investing in Nigeria. That's what your colleagues in other countries did. And you'll see the tremendous change that will bring, to this country. But George has set a pace for all those who are involved in this, in this business, to do more book on the diaspora. And I think that one of those things we also need to do, and it came out in George's book, but I'm not too sure again if that is correct. When we talk about the Nigerian diaspora, sometimes, typical of what we do at home, even our population, we are disputing how many we are. We also inflate the diaspora number. You get a view that there are 20, some people tell you 30 million. When did they leave? 30 million leave this country? No way. Let's be modest in estimating the population sometimes. And that is where I believe that more research needs to be done on the diaspora. More research needs to be done, especially on the amount of money the diaspora sends in home and exactly what they are used for. And in that book, you'll find out that I took George to the then central bank governor. And we worked hard to persuade the governor at that time, Professor Soludo, to establish the diaspora bond. We got a no for an answer, but I'm glad that I think they did it a couple of years later. So there are so many things that can be done, but today is to congratulate George for a job well done for painstakingly bringing out this book and reminding us in this country that we need to reach out to the diaspora, that we need to woo the Nigerian diaspora to come into this country, but that we also need to accommodate them. It's very important, because I heard the representative of talking about working with the governors. Yes, it's very important, because at the end of the day, many of them are more interested in going to their states. And so we got to work on that, as we did when we started the diaspora thing. That was why when we started the diaspora conference in 2005, we also made sure that we took it around the states. And I think the first was in Calabar, followed by Niger State, to ensure that the governors buy into this. So I'll end by saying, congratulations, George. You've done a wonderful job. But to all the diasporans listening to me out there, my appeal to you is, yes, things are not as good as it should be in this country, but guess what? It can be better if you join us. We can actually do far, far better in terms of health. where we have significant number of Nigerians in the health industry all over the world. We can do a lot in education, and you guys can do fantastically well in this country in terms of ICC development. So today, I sincerely hope that you're seeing what your colleague is doing in Nigeria and that you join hands with him